So I'm Sherry Jennings, and this program has been great for me. Not only does it keep me accountable to other people, it keeps me accountable to myself. And I really enjoy the fact that it gives me nutritional information, such as the fat and the protein and the carbohydrates, so I know exactly what's going into my body and how to break that out.
The nutrition program with College Station CrossFit has been extremely successful so far. I was very leery at first because I've been on crutches since this program started. But we've already lost 20 pounds. And I keep on saying we because now my wife has got on this app also. And it's very cool to see what you're doing and what you're putting in your body, and it's transforming us into a healthier lifestyle. I'm very, very pleased.
I'm so excited that you've decided to watch this video. It tells me that you are very committed and you're ready for a change. This program is to talk about nutrition. It's to help you be successful. If you don't know me personally, my name is Charlie, and I'm committed to helping you over the next 15 or so minutes. You're gonna be watching a program that I worked with a group of people who saw drastic changes in their eating over the course of a month. You can do the same thing. It's very easy to follow. It's 3 practical steps. I'll be going over those in detail, and it all starts with an accountability buddy. So you right now have to have, before you leave, someone who is in this room who's going to be your accountability buddy. This is kind of the magic sauce in the program. If you don't know anybody here tonight, you gotta meet somebody. Your first baby step is going to be to food journal for 7 days in a row. So if you food journal for 7 days, you have completed what I'm going to call your first baby step. That means everything that you put in your body, everything that entered your mouth went into your software, went into your app, went into whatever your smartphone. That means you're going to have to start understanding what measuring some food might look like, right? So when you go to a restaurant and you order grilled chicken breast, you may have to ask them, how many ounces is this chicken? It's gonna force you to look at food labels. It's gonna force you to ask questions. By doing this program, you gotta put in the good days and you gotta put in the bad days. There's no excuse why you can't do it. You need to read, you need to see that. You need to see the consequences of your decisions. That's education. That's discipline. That's instruction that you can't buy. That's lessons learned. So I like to think of it like this. We're running a race. For January, you're basically making progress. And you made a lot of progress. And the goal is there. And that right there is whatever you think losing weight, feeling good when you put on pants or look in the mirror is. That's there. Right? And we're back here. So January made progress. February, it's not nearly as big as steps, but I would say we're kind of like making half steps. You know, we're about here. By March, you know, you're basically like barely getting here. And then April, you're like almost starting to do the Michael Jackson back. You know, it's like, you know, and then May. All right, boom, big progress. Same thing over and over and over. So the goal is to get you closer there. If you don't achieve baby step number 1, don't even think about going a little bit above that. But what we're going to call baby step 2 is aiming for a specific amount of calories every single day. So now you're not just food journaling, but you're aiming, right? I guess you look a little more like that. Get that? So you're aiming for a little more targeted amount of calories every single day. Now, some of you are going to ask how many. I'm going to keep it simple. Body weight times 10. Body weight times 10. So now, body weight times 10 is and I'm telling you this after helping a lot of people, right? That if you can aim for body weight times 10, boom, for 30 or 31 days, you're going to get closer. But don't aim for that if you don't food journal. Because guess what? The only way to get here is to do that. Because you won't know. So you have to do the base to get up a little bit. Excuse me? That's right, domino effect. Exactly. So, body weight times 10. So, I weigh 205 pounds. Sometimes 208, probably Grimaldi's a little extra today. Body weight times 10, 2,080 calories. Every day. Very simple. All right, so now there's some of you that are saying, all right, Charlie, I'm going to take it up. I'm going to take it up about as high as I think you'll let me. And we can't have too many levels on this thing, because if we do, then it just gets out of control. Oh, there's my buzzer, so I got to be quick. So, what we're going to do for this top, what we're going to call RX. All right, so we're going to be looking at 3 components every time you eat. We're going to be looking at the quality of the food you eat. So we're not simply looking at calories, we're looking at the quality. So what I'm going to define as quality is single ingredient foods. I want to keep this simple. Single ingredient foods. So to me, eating a single ingredient item is better for you than something with lots of ingredients. An example is chicken has chicken, rice has rice, potatoes have potato, oatmeal has oatmeal, eggs have eggs, tomatoes have tomatoes, right? Simple, single ingredients. Now you can do a bunch of single ingredient items together, right? Like a pico de gallo has cilantro, jalapenos. I don't put onions in mine because I don't like onions. Tomatoes, lime juice. So you can do several of those together. But what we're trying to avoid when we consider really good, healthy, nutritious food is single ingredient items. That's quality. The next thing you're looking at is something that you paid attention to here, is quantity per meal. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that body weight times 10. So for Charlie, let's call it 2,000 calories. And we're going to divide that by 4, and we're going to divide it by 5. So what we're going to do here, 2,000 divided by 4 is 500. 2,000 divided by 5 is 400. I probably should make it backwards. And your average calorie per meal is going to be somewhere within that range. Right? So, if you do 2,000 divided by 5, 2,000 divided by 4, 400 to 500 calories per meal of these types of foods. And trust me, that will be hard for a lot of you because you're going to feel like you're eating a lot. You're going to give it your best shot. I never want anybody to stuff themselves, right? So like, 4 meals a day would look like breakfast, lunch, maybe afternoon, and then dinner, or depending on what time you wake up, could be backwards. 5 meals might look like breakfast, mid-morning, lunch, mid-afternoon, and dinner, right? I've had people ask me, well, Charlie, I really don't think I should eat anything after 7 p.m. And I'll say, what time you go to sleep? And they're like, 1 a.m. I'm like, well, dude, you got to eat, man. You're probably like eating your arm or drinking water. Like trying to, no, you got to eat. I mean, my recommendation to you is customize it for you, for however many hours you are awake, for your lifestyle. Don't eat beyond levels that you are feeling like you're so full you don't want to eat again. Quantity, and then the third one is balance. So we've got now these 3 items, okay? Balance. You've been food journaling. You understand what carbohydrate, proteins, and fats do when you put them in. When you eat peanut butter, you identify what it has in it. A lot more fat than anything else. It's a single ingredient. I mean, it's good. It's peanuts, right? When you eat almonds, you realize this is a lot more. Somebody told me they're sick of almonds. This is a lot more fats than protein. It's got some protein, but wow, I never realized 75-80% of the calories in almonds come from fats. Education, right? We're learning. The balance that you're looking for is a 30% protein, 30% fat, and 40% carbs. This is what we're trying to accomplish. Of course, yeah. 30% protein, 30% fats, 40% carbohydrate every time you eat. And if you do that every time you eat, then guess what it's going to look like at the end of the day? The exact same way. If you try to do this, and we're going to call this success, because if you can reach the pyramid of power, if you can reach the top of this pyramid, you are sprinting in that direction. I am not kidding you. This is really where we're headed. If you try to do this before you do this, if you try to start tomorrow, and I really, really pray that you don't do this. I pray that you don't try to hit these tomorrow. I pray that you do this as it's intended to. That for 7 days, you just food journal. Educate yourself. Okay, I see what I'm doing. I kind of see where I'm going with this. I see what Charlie was talking about. I kind of understand this whole food journaling thing a little bit more. Now I've done it for 7 days. Let me advance, and now let me see in the last 7 days how many times I hit body weight times 10. All right, now for 7 days, I'm trying to create consistency across my calories, my caloric intake. All right, we're halfway through. It's December 14th. Now, I'm ready to achieve success. Now I'm ready to balance my fats, carbs, and proteins. I'm really ready to portion out my meals, and I'm ready to really put in the right quality of foods in each meal. And that's where you're going the rest of the trip. If all you do is stay here for 31 days, you're a champion. I want you to know that.
I know that was a lot of information for you to take in, but remember, this program starts with 7 consecutive days of food journaling. After you do that, you're gonna move on and you're gonna do 7 consecutive days of calorie intake at body weight times 10. And once you've accomplished that, then you're gonna go to the top of the pyramid, and now you're paying attention to the quality of the food you eat, the quantity of the food you eat, and the balance, the breakdown of the macros. I'm very excited for you, and thank you so much for watching this video.
Recently, in the last 6 months, I've started that top part of this program, which is the 30-30-40. And the gains that I've seen, not so much weight-wise, but the performance, how my body performs, has been unbelievable. I've gotten 40-pound, I'm on track right now to have a 40-pound PR in back squat and front squat. And I've already matched my PRs in Olympic lifting and snatching just barely over a year after having a catastrophic injury. So nutrition is the key, especially as you get older, and I'm a firm believer in this program. That's helped me lose weight, it's helped me gain lean muscle, and it's also helped my performance in the gym.
Here's some of the questions that I got from the participants of the program, and this should help you if you have some of these very same questions. So first, can I do this program without an accountability buddy? And my answer to that is absolutely not. You have to have an accountability buddy. That will determine your success. So make sure that you ask a friend, talk to a roommate, or somebody that you work out with, but make sure that you have an accountability buddy throughout this program. Next question I got was, should I enter my workouts into the MyFitnessPal app? And I would recommend that you not do that, because then it might actually confuse you on the amount of calories that you are able to take in. So I would recommend that you do not enter your workouts into the MyFitnessPal app. Another question I got was, if I work out excessively or if I do very high intense workouts, is that body weight times 10 calories going to be enough for me? And the answer to that is probably not. You need to listen to your body. Obviously, if you're eating and that body weight times 10 and you're still hungry, assuming that you're very active, then I would definitely encourage you to eat a little bit more, but you might get some good advice and direction from a website that I really like. It's called eattoperform.com, and they actually will tell you calculations on how many calories you should eat for somebody who's very active, exercising regularly. So check out that website. Last question I got was, can I advance to the very top of this pyramid from the very beginning? My recommendation is that you start at the very bottom and you work your way up every time you do it. Because if you do this program correctly, then you will have built up some momentum after the first 7 days of food journaling, some more momentum after hitting an accurate and consistent amount of calories for the next 7 days, and then by the time you get to day 14 or 15 or whenever that is, now you have a desire to eat those types of foods with that level of discipline and dedication. So I'd recommend that you definitely go and approach this program in the way that it was intended and instructed to. Lastly, I want to encourage you that you not only do this program in January, that you repeat this program again in May and then in September. This program should be something that you revisit about 3 or 4 times a year. That's it. Good luck, and I can't wait to hear about your results. You're fine, you're fine. If you have any more questions after watching this video, feel free to email me at charlie@myboomfit.com.